Good afternoon. Welcome to the May 23rd, 2022 meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Zoning and Adjustment. The Board of Zoning Adjustment is a 5-member board. 3 affirmative votes are required to approve a request for variance or other appeal. For anyone addressing the board today, please give us your name and address for the record, and then tell us what your hardship or what your objection to this request may be. You will be given our decision today verbally, and you'll receive our decision in writing within 10 days. Zoning approvals can be issued immediately following the hearing in our office at room B200. However, you will first be required to obtain a permit from the Jefferson County Department of Health if your application involves connection to a septic tank, or the Jefferson County Environmental Services Department if your application involves connection to a sanitary sewer. Anyone disagreeing with the board's decision today has 15 days in which to file an appeal in circuit court. Also, we ask that you silence any electronic devices during this hearing. First case on the agenda today is case number A22-0006. Karen Lee Boozer. Lee Boozer is the applicant. Property address is 8433 Gadsden Highway, Trussville, Alabama, 35173. Would the staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. Again, this is case A22-006. It's a request of variance of the terms of the zoning regulation to allow 2 accessory structures to be placed on a tract of land that's separated by the US 11 and the railroad. I must say right now that the applicant has applied for a subdivision case to combine the lots, so the lot separation of the lots won't be a problem right now. What we're mainly concerned about will be the distance between the units and on the right-of-way, more or less. Like I say, it's A1 agriculture is the zoning. It's undeveloped vacant land. It's 3 plus or minus acres. The land is kind of a situation where it's use for it is kind of difficult, more or less, to say. So the individual lots, but they're not individual anymore. At the beginning, we were looking at it because of the individual lots. As you can see, the main issue is the distance posed to railroad right-of-way right there, and also the driveway, which is going to be 7 feet, will come into play. The intent of the regulation to place, not allow accessory structures to be placed before a residence in A1 was mainly designed for a more structured subdivision, more traditional subdivision. In this case, I guess you all can kind of see that it's a little bit, I'm sorry, she has on page 5 and 6 there drawings of the individual units that you can see. Also, there are precedents for this situation right here on also in the packet. The history of the property, A1 zoning, it's been A1. Lot was subdivided in 1953. Prior to the establishment of the zoning, in this case, staff recommends approval.
Any questions from the board?
Is this for commercial or just for your private use? This is just for our private use. I'm Leah Boozer, and the property 8433 Gadsden Highway. It is for personal. It's just storage, 2 storage buildings. It's not one of those commercial type storage units. It's just 2 buildings.
Any other questions at this time?
Is the 7-foot driveway going to give you enough width to get any size vehicle down?
Well, when we were doing that, yes, because we don't really plan our main driveway will be right off of Highway 11. That's just it's just kind of like just an access, not a major driveway, just like an access to go behind them. Because the way the property lays, it's like an embankment. And I did go through AlDOT and got approval for where we plan to put the drive. And Frank Matty was fine with it. And he said if anybody had a question, to contact him. You can see where we have like a temporary drive, and I went and I took all kinds of pictures for him. The way that it's really the only place that you could have a driveway that you have enough distance both directions so that there's not an issue. Plus, you're flat. The rest of the land lays where it has that embankment. If that helps.
Any other questions? At this time, we'd like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition to this case? I think Ms. Boozer's already spoken in support of it, so with our questions. Did you have anything else to say? Was there any other comments? Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Unless y'all have some more questions.
If nothing further, this public hearing is now closed. Any other questions from the board members? Can I have a motion from the board?
Motion to approve A 22-0006. With the following stipulations. The setback to the railroad right-of-way to maintain the 8-foot setback.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Your variance has been granted.
Thank you. I've been blessed today.
Thank you for coming back and answering our questions.
Thank you. And I prayed over getting me a surveyor, and I got me one.
Well, good. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is case number A 220014. Applicant is Steve Watkins. This is 5810 Rockdale Road, Bessemer 35022. Staff, please present the case.
Yes, ma'am. This is case A220014. It's a variance from the terms of the zoning regulation to allow construction of a 180-foot cellular communication tower to be located 325 feet of a protected residential area and to allow the tower to be constructed 152 feet from a residence under separate ownership. As we're saying, there are 2 points. Being from 300 feet from the protected zone, residential zone area, and also less than the regulation to be allowed to separate a residence. Let me get it up there on the screen for you. Got the course a bit ahead of myself. Okay, that's better. As you can see right there, the tower location on the parcel. The critical thing the staff thinks is the house that's to the northwest of the property. Must say right now that the tower is engineered so that it would drop within far less distance than the residence is close to it. If you look at the last page in that case, I think there's a letter from the engineer stating that. That being said, the zone regulation allow for a tower of that height to be put in a protected residential area. So I guess the main thing here is whether the board thinks that it's a good idea or appropriate to have that tower is so close to that residence. But like I said, she added the engineer's letter certifying that the tower is designed to drop.
Can you back up and show the coverage area?
Sure.
That it's kind of in an area that doesn't.
Right. There are several spots in there where.
Kind of a dead zone.
Yeah, the dead zones. I think those are the existing towers right there. I think.
It's one more with a circle.
There it is, right there. The dead zones in that area. That's the main reason for the tower. Like they say, the tower, they try to put the tower on the highest available elevation to get the most efficiency out of the tower. With that being said, staff recommends approval.
Any questions? Questions? At this time, we would like to open a public hearing. Regarding this item, is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support of the request?
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Watkins. My name is Steve Watkins, and I work with ComSite, 3060 Mercer University Drive in Atlanta, Georgia, 30341. And I'll be glad to answer any questions. I think the staff report was much more comprehensive than anything I could go into right now. But if you've got any questions about anything that the gentleman has brought up, I'd be glad to address those.
Anyone in opposition? Does anyone on the board have any questions for the applicant? Okay. The hearing is now closed. If there are no other questions from the board, may I have a motion from?
A motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Your variance has been approved.
I am blessed as well. Thank you very much.
We're all blessed today. Truly are. Okay. Our next item is A220016. The applicant was Paul Chapman for 8388 Country Circle, Pinson, 35126. And this case has been withdrawn by the applicant.
Again, this is case A. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the one that we're withdrawing. Okay. Our next case is A220017. Applicant is Cordarius Bland, 400 Trenton Street, Birmingham, 35224. Would the staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. Now, this is case A220017. It's a request for a variance to allow a mobile home to be 35 feet from a stick-built home instead of variance to allow a mobile home to be placed 35 feet from a stick-built home in lieu of the 75 feet. As you can see right here on this tract parcel of land right here, there are actually two road frontages right there that's kind of pushing it, keeping him from even moving the house up towards Denmark Avenue. You also can see that this tract of land, this residence right here is really close to the property line. It's a existing non-conforming residence. That's not actually helping the case for them right there. The area around this has been hit by tornadoes numerous times. They're rebuilding it. There are several mobile homes not in that close vicinity, but in the area. So staff recommends approval for this case. And also, I'd like to add that there are, I think, 4 letters of approval for this from adjoining neighbors, if you look at the end of your package in the back.
We do have 4 letters of support. Any questions for the staff?
Yeah, the house that is closest to the 75 is it got a letter of support?
At this time, we'd like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support to this request? Come to the podium if you'd like to speak on the item. Nobody wants to speak. Okay. Is there any opposition? Okay, that's the main thing that we need to make sure. Okay. At this time, the public hearing is closed. If there are no other questions from the board, may I have a motion from the board?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Your request for your variance has been granted. Welcome. You've been blessed too. Next item on our agenda, have all the board members had a chance to review the case materials and minutes from the April 25, 2022 hearing that were sent electronically?
Yes.
May I have a motion from the board regarding the minutes?
Motion to approve last month minutes.
We have a motion and a second to approve last month's, the minutes from April 25, 2022. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Any other business? No other business. Entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
And I second it.
Adjourn. Shorter BZA. Oh no. They've been shorter. We can keep it. Oh, we got them.
Yeah.
Probably already took care of it. Yeah, they took care of it.
Saved you. You owe me a song.
Thank you.